All right, clap it up. Clap it up. We're in the building. It's the One West News Desk. We are live at the IHBK under Commander Johanna. So One West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commanding General Johanna. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are, in fact, the true biblical Jews of the Bible. I'm Cap Sapari, your host, along with my
Officer Mathum.
Also a host, you understand? So we're gonna, of course, every Monday, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna bring some local, some national and international news to your timeline, you know, rather than the rhetoric that's been in your, what do they call it, in your algorithm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your blue faces and your Drewskis and your whatever mumble jumble garbage brain, they call it brain rot, dumb.
Right.
Whatever brain rot that's in on your feed, we're gonna come to you with some things that's important to understand and recognize in the earth. You understand? So, you got anything to add?
Yeah. I want to start off with some news in Baltimore, right? And a lot of times, we get caught up in America, being part of America. You understand? And being part of America, instituting ourselves in America, we begin to destroy our own people. This is a heavy article that that I'm about to bring out right here. And this is right here in Baltimore. You understand? And this is the reason why we need to come together as a people and understand who we are. You understand? This 3 dead, at least 7 wounded after separate weekend shootings in Baltimore. 3 people were killed and at least 7 others were injured after separate shootings during a violent weekend in Baltimore. Police said at least 4 of the victims were 26 years old or younger, with the youngest being 18 years old. You understand? I remember too, right? Coming up. And this was in the 80s, the mid 80s, early 80s. You understand? We didn't know whether we was going to live to be 20 or 21. You understand? And when I look back now, it's a lot of my buddies that's still alive. But this generation that's coming up right now, that should have been coined in this generation right here. You understand? So many of our brothers and sisters are just being unalive for unfortunate reasons. And the unfortunate reason is we have embedded ourselves in America. We're not a part of America. Christianity has totally destroyed us as a people. You understand? And once we come up out of this Christianity and understand that it has no place for us, a lot of these things will begin to taper off. I'm not saying that everything is going to be hunky-dory and everything going to be roses and honey and all of that type of stuff, but it will get better when we remove the Christianity and bring the Most High and bring these laws, statutes, and commandments back into, our morality.
And that's the whole process of building the kingdom of heaven. Understand? We took a lot of steps back following Martin Luther King and Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Although we didn't have the truth and we didn't have a lot of our morals, we had some things in place that were actually biblical that we didn't even recognize and understand. That we're being separate is biblical. The word, the very word holy means separate.
Right.
You understand? And we didn't join in and followed another nation, wanted to be up under this beast. And we didn't lost our, not only lost our morality, but we lost our financial infrastructure.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. We lost our brotherhood. We lost our businesses. We lost all of those things that help make us an Asian society. Just think of a neighborhood of a nation, of a people. Everything that makes that neighborhood run: a fire department, police department, a bakery, a school, a library, a hospital, a clinic, a dentist.
Yeah.
All of these things were in place as a black community, a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community alike. We gave it up for this right here in this article. This is Martin Luther King dream.
Yep.
Dying so young. Yeah, any more? I just wanted to add to it.
Since 3 men have been pronounced dead from the shooting since Friday, says police said a man died after a shooting Sunday afternoon in the 3200 block of Chelsea Terrace. I used to live right around the corner from Chelsea Terrace. You understand? That used to be a neighborhood where we used to go and party at. You understand? Now it's like it ain't really no safe spaces. You understand? And it's because of what has been created and what we have been placed into. And the things that they have taken from us, just like Cap said, they've taken all of our businesses, but it's the cornerstone things that they really took that really made this fall even harder. And they started about 30 or 40 years ago, taking away all of the skills that we used to get in school. And then what did they add? What was the thing that they added that really made that downhill fall come even steeper and quicker? Was no child left behind. No matter what a kid did in school, they wasn't going. They pushed them out, but remember,
pushing them up in grade. But
every time you push them up, their education level drops more and more because they didn't learn anything from the step that was below them, and now you putting them in something when they don't even understand the step that's below them. So every step that they take, they going high. It's like going up to a high dive and diving off into a pool with no water.
That's a great analogy.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's happening to us now.
You're going up on a skydive. You haven't been trained on how to dive. You don't know how to dive.
Exactly.
You don't know how to hit the water the correct way. You don't know how to, maneuver in the air when you.
Right.
That's a perfect.
You understand? And
for sure.
Just what you just said, look at our kids diving off of a cliff or a high dive into an empty pool, into
a society with no training,
with no training. So every time go out, no skills. So every time you go out to look for something, it ain't nothing out there that you can do. Oh, you don't have the skills for that. You don't have the skills for that. So what happens? We left to be in the streets, and then being left in the streets, this is what happens right here. You have 3 people unalive on one day alone.
And it's not only in Baltimore. This is all the major cities.
Right. This is all the major cities, but this is our Baltimore news right here. You know what I mean? But this is a reflection of all the urban neighborhoods around this country. You understand? And let's not even say around the country, anywhere that Blacks and Hispanics are. Blacks, Hispanics, and natives. You understand? This is a condition that they've created for us. You understand? And a lot of us believe that this is how life is, and when life should not be like this for us.
Can I add on to that analogy?
Come on, sir.
If you don't know how to swim and somebody push you in the pool, what's gonna happen?
You're gonna drown.
You're gonna drown. What's happening here?
Our brothers and sisters are totally drowning. You understand?
That's a perfect analogy that you pointed out, and I didn't know how significant the literacy rate was until I came into the UPK and I met with people in that profession.
Right.
Especially Aisha Allah, Yara, that's in the education field.
Right.
And they was explaining like cats. A lot of kids don't even know how to read. Like they don't even know how to do not know how to read on their at their grade level.
Right.
We should have kept our schools.
Yep.
Because we was reading just fine with them.
Salaki, if I may, sir, I want y'all to think about this. Think about the rappers of today, and now I want you to think about the rappers of way back in the 80s and the 90s. The 80s and the early 90s. If you look at it's
not really that way back, but for today's
I know today, right?
I know what you mean.
Because what I'm getting at is,
I know exactly what you're getting at.
Look at the words that were being used way back in the day. And I'm talking about not the cursing and all of that, because it wasn't a lot back in the 80s, right? But the words that they used, a lot of us knew that these dudes was going to college. They was in school. They finished school. A lot of those rappers graduated. It wasn't too many that didn't. And the ones that didn't were highly educated. And it was hardly a challenge. That's why a lot of them left school. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that education that they were giving us, you couldn't move on to the next grade if you didn't pass. So you learn and then you moved on. What they doing now is they're shortchanging you so that you don't learn, and then they pushing you on. So that by the time you get out of school, it's nothing that you can do because you learned nothing in school. That No Child Left Behind was a horror movie in play that we watched play out, and we watching the results of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
And on that music industry tip, if I could, a lot of that's controlled by the so-called white man, also so-called Jewish man or what have you, so-called small head or whatever. And just to add on before we go into the next article, if I could just elaborate just a little bit more on the music industry tip. 80s, 90s, the level of we had more control,
right,
as far as what we popularized,
right.
We popularized what was dope,
right.
The Nas's, what's the I can't even, I was born in my slug.
I was actually,
give me some 90s cats. Nas, Biggie, Tupac.
Well, let's go back to KRS-One.
Mobb Deep.
Back to Mobb Deep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Kiss.
Busta Rhymes.
Kiss, Jadakiss, The Locks.
But let's
all
go
them
back
cats.
even further. And what I was trying to say, the words that they used in those songs made you go to the dictionary and look it up and see what that meant. You understand what I'm saying? And so at the same time they was using the words, it educated you because you like, yo, I gotta see what that means and see how he using it. You understand?
Shit. Hold up. If you want to go 80, we're talking about KRS and Rakim, like all these type of, like they ain't in the truth, but they had some sense of some sense of, I don't want to say wisdom, but more like intelligence or like craftiness.
Right.
I should say. You know what I mean?
LL Cool.
When I was listening to KRS, I thought I was like the black cat.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in that's how he made all us feel. You know what I mean? Because all right, see, and just like when I came up with KRS-One.
Right.
So with the stuff that he rapped about was actually happening on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Then he would say a word and he'd be like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah, you got to look it up. Yeah.
Oh, I got it. And you went to the dictionary and you looked it up like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? And now that's a word that you use. So we got slightly educated by it too. You understand? And then when the small hat got his hands on it, he twisted it around. So now we getting no education from it, but we getting total destruction from it.
Yeah, hold up. And the sisters Queen Latifah and
right.
What's the other sister? What's the other sister with the dreads? Damn. Lauryn Hill,
right.
And the Fugees and
that's
all them cats.
That's you know, one
Tribe Called Quest, Talib Kweli, all them cats.
Yeah.
Who Talib boy, Most Def.
Yeah.
All them cats, yeah, man.
And just like you said, again, every one of those,
it's a lot of New York kids.
Just named the education level that they had and the way that they crafted their rhymes made you say, "Oh, what does that mean?" And then it goes back.
But check it out. I don't even know that education level, but I know it was like not even allowed to be base level.
Right.
It wasn't even like you like. Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, what's that cat from Florida name? Brother Kodak. Like a lot of these are, I mean, they got some type of swag and some type of cadence with it.
Right.
But they wouldn't be able to survive in particular climates of hip hop.
Well, when
you know what I mean?
When hip hop was being judged by us, a lot of that wouldn't have flew.
Wouldn't have fly.
You know,
listen, I judge you. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I straight up judge you if you listen to Meg Thee Stallion in my mind,
right?
Or Cardi B or Kodak. Like Kodak got some dope, like you got the cadence and the the sweat, like some like. But it's like if you listening to it, bro.
I guess
I can't do it. I can't dig it.
Certain dudes, when you hear them in an interview, right? An interview turned me off, and I guess because I'm an older dude, right? And when you used to a certain type of thing. And then something else come in, say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know what I mean?
No, I think it's different now. You're right. I know exactly what you're saying. Hold on. But listen, even back, let's go before your time.
But I'm saying I do what you do, right? When these new ones come along, I judge them hard.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I listen to everything that they be saying, and I be like I said,
I'm gonna blow your mind in a second. Go ahead.
I say to my rib, I say, did you hear what she just said? Right? I said, why every time one of these women rappers come on, they don't do nothing but talk about they
private and backside.
That's it. You know what I mean? I said, and we listen to Queen Latifah, and we listen to, just like you say, Lauryn Hill and
Lauryn Hill, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jill Scott and all them, and you hear how they be putting it together. And I said, listen to that right there. Who would you marry?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And check it out. Let's take it before hip hop. Let's take it before. Let's go 20s. Right. And I'm saying it's different. Okay, I think about this analogy often. I'm not comparing Louis Armstrong, trumpet player, like a frontier of jazz, right?
Right.
To even
he was the pioneer.
Even right after his era, and they played together and into the bebop era, Dizzy Gillespie.
Right.
They're not diminishing the value of, from your so-called standard jazz to bebop type jazz. They wasn't diminishing the value of music theory.
Right.
In entertainment, they elevated it.
Yeah, they were not about to say
they elevated.
They making it. They stacking on. They building on top
exactly. Of it. Even though Louis Armstrong was a big fan of bebop, but bebop was created because they didn't want the white art. Like, you can only listen to black radio,
right?
And it was white radio, but the white musicians had to mimic the black musicians,
right?
They couldn't mimic the bebop because it was so integral and complicated. That's why they called it bebop.
Right.
Even in you see the pitch of bebop going up and down,
right?
And not octavals, but the steps in between the notes was difficult to implement on the instruments. I know I'm going way off topic. I know we're going way off topic.
Music is your thing, though.
But it's important because we're talking about the hip hop now. I got to take it back to the 20s and the 30s. It's different from then to now, but the level of hip hop and entertainment now has diminished the value of what's being put out. Right. Like, good music is not popular anymore.
Right.
It's not like I find good music on TikTok and on social media before I hear it on the radio. Right. Before the stuff on the internet is more entertaining and complex and intricate and intriguing than the stuff that's on the radio. Like I can't if you like Cardi B and the cast that's on the Migos and all that stuff, okay, fine. Yeah. But everything else is like up there. You know what I'm saying? When I listen to Karama, yo, that's it. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's that shit right there.
Right.
I listen to Brothers in School, like that's it. They got some value to it.
Right.
So I don't mean to go off, but Karama, please.
Like for me, right? Like back then,
this Corolla come, y'all can't see. Go ahead.
Yeah, this 500 Corolla come out of Baltimore. So like then they call that conscious music, but I think like today conscious is just all Egyptology or Kemetic. But before was that it was being aware of who the devil was.
There you go.
Wanted to right. And that was the message of like we in the hood going through so much stuff. Let's talk about what we going through and make it swaggy. Now it was more rational. Like when you think of a man, your father's going to tell you, yo, do this, you know what I mean? How to do it. Music is more womanified. Right. Everybody don't go there for the message. Right. They go there to feel good now. So that's why you go to listen to Kodak back just to feel good. You don't even care that he's saying
something weird
or perky.
Yeah. Right. Or meth.
You don't care about that. You just there to feel good, to escape, to feel good.
Right. That was heavy right there, right? Because
he wants some hard stuff too, Kodak.
Because now you did took me back again, right? Because the message, right? The message was what was happening to us back then, especially when NWA came out after Police, because this was what was happening. And the message, the thing is let's get out and let's let everybody know what's happening to us in our hood, where we live at, what's going on, what's really going on. You understand? I don't know if you've seen that Boys in the Hood at the end. He said people don't know, don't show it, don't care about what's going on in the hood at the end of that movie. That's what Ice Cube said, right? And that's how we felt back then. So everybody, rap music was about what's going on because we want to let everybody know what's happening to us in the hood. When they got wind of that, that's when they took over rap and flipped the script. And then they started making dudes rap about partying, getting high, hitting each other up, fighting and all of that. Because it turned from fighting to killing. You understand? Because it started when, oh yeah, talk about fighting and scuffing
up the power.
Yeah, but it was fight the power at first. Now it's like kill a nigga now. You understand? Right.
The enemy was Joe back then.
Right.
Now they made the enemy
us. Right. Fighting us on us. It was us versus them. Now it's us on us. And we don't even see that. Flip the script. That was heavy that you brought that out because again he brought back the memory. You understand what I'm saying? And to grow up in that era, plus to grow up in the era where everybody cared about everybody in the neighborhood, and then you roll right along and you watch everything change, and then you look up and say, yo, how did we get here? You understand? Now the generations after me saying this is how it always been. Because they don't know about this part, how it used to be, how everybody cared about. Somebody could come out and tell you, come here. Do your mother know what you're doing? Boom, boom. Bring your tail in here. I'm going to wait till your mother, and hold you till your mother got there. Boom. And it was no problem. You can't even say nothing to a kid now. And those kids in that generation don't know that we used to be cared for enough that somebody will snatch you up and make you stop doing what you was doing. You understand? And that, again, Christianity has totally destroyed us. And then we get caught up in America and boom, here we go, unaliving each other on the streets. And this is how we got to this article. You understand? Talking about, how we being unalived on the street, how we unaliving ourselves.
And if I could, before we move, I know we stuck on this article, right. But we're going to move on to Salagi, but ask yourself this: who in mainstream media, mainstream hip hop, mainstream, all of that stuff, MTV, BET, whatever, radio, who out there saying after power, after police, after ICE on a public stage right now? Who? I mean, point me to the major rapper.
Oh no,
the major R&B artist, the major singer, the major entertainer, the major comedian, the major what else? Football player.
Yeah.
They got rid of Kaepernick, so ain't nobody in football saying nothing.
Right.
The major basketball player or who is saying anything about ICE? Anybody. The only people I saying anything about ICE is the UPK cats online, internet, social media, but the public, like it's the people. It's clear
people who have
that it's control. It's a control information flow,
right?
Not only through the music as we speaking now, but through entertainment, anything mass media. The narrative and the propaganda is controlled. I know we got to move. You want to add on, or you want to move on?
We got.
We can
be on this all day.
I know we could, but we got to move.
Yeah,
we got to get to some type of national, international news. All right. Give me pull this up, Kara. Ukraine makes significant changes to U.S. peace plan. Just type that in on Google, and then when you find a good article, I want you to just share it. All right, just get a new tab up there. And it's important that we understand what's going on internationally as well, because all of that affects Israel. It's going to affect Israel in the end now.
Right.
So it's important to be abreast of this information here.
While he looking for that, right? What you think about those children abducted in Nigeria that escaped? You heard about that?
I didn't get that story. When is this break? This week?
It actually broke
this week
after we did the radio show
last week. I didn't come across.
I had the article, but we didn't get to it. But the children escaped. Now, remember about 2-3 months ago, President Trump said,
hold on real quick. Hold up. Ukraine makes U.S. peace plan. Just type that in. Anything, if you see something that says The Guardian, that should be it. Just type that in on Google. But go ahead, finish with this.
Trump said he wanted to go over there and invade Nigeria because they was killed unaliving Christians
right
over there. So all of a sudden, Nigeria has an abduction of about 50 children. How is that? Out of the blue. You understand what I'm saying? In Nigeria, all of a sudden, 50 children get abducted.
You got that there?
They escape. Well, I got it right here.
You want to cover that real quick?
Yeah, we can cover that real quick. You understand?
Just read this real quick before you share that up. We're gonna share this. We're gonna read this real fast.
It says 50 children escape after a mass school abduction in Nigeria. Report 50 of the 303 children kidnapped by gunmen from a Catholic school in Nigeria on Friday. And that's the crazy thing, because what did Trump say he wanted to do? He wanted to go over there and help Christians because the Christians was being unalive.
But hold up. Before even that, his whole campaign was about no more wars.
Right, no more wars.
No more wars, no more fighting. Now he in Venezuela, all this other turmoil, international turmoil going on. He can't. That's all they know is blood and fighting and controversy.
Warmonger.
Yeah, Israel, this is why Israel got to be in power.
Yeah. If
anything, the black man wanted to do is chill. They want conflict and fighting and back. Who in the hell want that all the time?
This earth,
God damn.
No, this earth is never going to know peace
until we in power.
Until we in power.
What the scripture say? The people will rejoice.
Yeah.
Righteous are in
authority. The people will rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. And write down these people on this earth. And it's not just one country. It's all the countries. Everybody is in mourning. You understand? If you're not bending the knee to somebody, you're in mourning. You understand? And even when you bending the knee, you're in mourning.
All
right. It says, according to Christian Association of Nigeria, Can has since clarified that they escaped on Friday and Saturday and have been reunited with their parents in Nigeria state. However, the police say they haven't been able to confirm these reports. A major military-led search and rescue operation is underway for the remaining 253 children and 12 teachers who remain missing. So it's way more because they reported 50. You understand? They said 50 got abducted. So it was way more than that. Authorities in several Nigerian states ordered schools to shut down following the mass abduction in Niger and another smaller hostage taking in Kyiv state on Monday when 25 pupils were kidnapped from a boarding school. And this is crazy. Like I said, all of a sudden, all of these kidnappings happening at the same time across the Nigeria country. If the United States is not the beast of the earth, then who is? If the oppressor is not the beast of the earth, then who is? Somebody tell me if the Bible doesn't describe them to a T. This is the real terrorist of the earth. And just like that thing happened, I don't know if you remember the thing that broke out with Pakistan and India, right there in that little section between them, right?
The mountains.
Yeah. That little tiny country. Both of them got a piece of that, right? This is not UPK, but this is just my thinking, right? You can't tell me the United States didn't cause that to happen between
they always do that.
Two nuclear countries.
What do you think happened with Korea? Used to be just Korea.
Right. Now you got
they always causing some type of turmoil, international term. Listen, if it's like and we about to go into a Ukraine story, right? You back in the early 2000s. I mean, we talking about years and years. You can pull it up. You can share that. You can share it now. We're gonna still finish that. We're talking about years and years of antagonizing Putin.
Right.
With joint task force with NATO,
right,
Ukraine, and doing all these ground drills and everything like that. And Putin is like, yo, chill. Yeah. This is my imagine if Russia, right, went to Puerto Rico and started doing military training and drills and flyovers in Puerto Rico, knowing Puerto Rico is a United States territory.
Right.
That's why Cuba got the embargo with the Soviet Union. When the Soviet Union was still in existence, America made all the nations turn their back on Cuba because of the threats from the Soviet Union and the plans they was having to have them nukes on Cuba.
Right.
It was trying to get closer to America and all the nations on this side of the earth. America is doing did the same thing with Ukraine since the early 2000s.
Right.
Hold up. What even made it worse was a lot of treaties. I know I'm rambling on.
No, you're not. No, you go. You good.
A lot of the treaties that was made after the Soviet Union with Russia, America, and other nations, as far as particular ballistic missiles, particular arsenals, and the ranges they would go, got suspended after 9/11.
Right.
So after 9/11, thanks to, we talk about, we're talking about 2 decades plus of escalated international turmoil between Ukraine and Russia, and then we don't understand the propaganda and the chokehold that America has on the mass media. If you don't do that's why these news stations and Commanders and Honors, America on Fire, Black Watch, and Cross the Line, you gotta really just don't take it. Just don't take what they give you. You gotta dig. You gotta go article for article and read and research.
Right.
Talking about for decades, they caused this Ukrainian conflict.
Right.
First of all, the greed of Ukraine was corrupt already. First of all,
yeah,
you know what I mean. You already know.
Yep. And
then back deals with America. Now you got a full lot everybody dying. This white on white crime is crazy. They don't even know.
They don't know what's real,
bro. It is wild how the oppressor don't even care about his own people. Ukrainians is white, bro.
Yeah.
They doing some backdoor money deals and trying to get control of regions behind closed doors, and all these people getting unalive. Russia jumping all. Ukraine is obliterated. Okay, Ukraine is done. Y'all think Gaza done? Ukraine is done. Okay, yeah, I'm off it up. I'm off it up because I want to. I know. Come on,
Zelensky done already stole 400. Excuse me. You can't even say stole because it was given to him. $400 million was given to him personally. They told him he had to stop taking so much money when they was giving it to him. It's a whole corrupt system because he paying off the Ukrainian oligarchs over there. The money that's coming, that the United States is saying they send into Ukraine. You got people in Congress and the Senate that's getting kickbacks off of that money. This is the reason why they don't care about the war continuing, because the defense industry is what's getting paid in America. And it's important that wars continue so that, because this is the only industry that's really holding America up. If wars stop, America falls, period. Because America's selling weapons to everybody. When you look at the defense industries over here, Black & Decker, I never knew Black & Decker was a defense industry. They got a defense industry called Oshkosh. Oshkosh. It's so many defense industries that we look at, Lockheed Martin and all of these, Northrop Grumman.
That's the big one.
All of these are defense industries, and it's 20 of them over here in America. That's what America's built on.
20 plus. If I could 20 plus, and other no, we kind of rambling on. I want to get to the article, but no.
Yeah.
But just I gotta add on though. Other powerful nations are in that game too. The Israelis, Russia, China, they are all in that same field, delivering arms to Iran and other Arab nations and other small African nations, especially Russia. That's why, like, what's real. I don't want to get too far into it.
Watch for CIA, MI6, and Mossad.
Mm-hmm.
Mossad, I didn't even know was the CIA for the Israelis.
Oh yeah,
MI6 is
British.
Britain's CIA, and of course we got the CIA. All three of them work together. But guess who's spying on us? Mossad, the Israeli CIA, spying on America and stealing secrets from America, and America supporting.
And listen, last thing, guys.
Go ahead.
Last thing.
Hey, listen.
They saying, I got you. We might go over the time just a tad bit.
We in the rabbit hole.
Yeah. We did it.
We in the rabbit hole.
But before we do close, I do want to finish this with Ukraine,
right, and
Israel strikes on Hezbollah is very vital. But Epstein, we talked about it last week.
Right,
there's rumors and word that he was dealing with the Israelis and got dirt on particular, people in power. But that's neither here nor there. But they going with other narratives and propaganda about it, but they're ignoring his ties to the Israelis and the not Mossad, but it's another agency. Right. Is it Mossad?
It's Mossad.
Okay.
He had Mossad agents at his island every time anybody from Congress and the Senate came there. And they recorded. They got video and recordings. No.
Mossad is
Israelis.
Yeah.
That's why
the Israelis had agents. They had Mossad agents there. And what happened was, this is the reason why they got a chokehold on Trump now. This is what they're saying, that they have a chokehold. You heard about Bubba? Yeah. They saying it's not Bill,
but it is.
But listen, they also Bubba's a nickname of a horse. Right. They said. So it could be some bestiality or something. Listen,
what's a horse?
Listen, no, a literal horse.
No, what's a horse though? A donkey? What's a donkey?
But no, not to be philosophical.
I'm just
no, I'm saying a literal
horse.
A literal horse. They saying, but this the thing. What's his brother Epstein brother name?
I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name, but
also
that. No, that he's the one that was emailing Epstein. I forget his name, but Epstein's brother said he came out in an interview and said Bubba is not Bill,
right?
But he did not deny the blowing,
right?
He just said Bubba is not Bill. Right. He's the back and forth with Epstein. Oh no, he's the back and forth with somebody. I'm not sure. So I'm off it up. We're going too far. We're going on the deep.
Yeah, we're in the rabbit hole.
All right, come on.
Let's come on out. Let's
drop that. Let's drop that article. Let's get Ukraine.
Article. Yeah, we're gonna hit.
Let's hit Ukraine. Whenever you're ready, y'all. Go ahead. Come. Read the header first.
Ukraine makes significant changes to U.S. peace plan, sources say.
No, they talking about this peace plan, and we're gonna come to a stop. They've been talking this joint for the last 1 or 2 years, right? It ain't stopping. We talking about complete and utter destruction that's coming to the face of like these wars is gonna just escalate, and all of them are gonna lead where, Mathon?
It's gonna lead into that valley of
there you go. They're gonna lead in the valley of Joseph.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ukraine significantly amends the U.S. peace plan to end the conflict, removing some of Russia's maximalist demands.
Mm-hmm.
People familiar with the negotiations said, as European leaders warned on Monday, that no deal could be reached quickly.
If I could, don't this sound just like the Israelis and not Hezbollah, but what's the terrorist group?
Hamas.
Hamas. Don't it sound like the Israelis and Hamas? Are we coming to a peace treaty? We coming to a ceasefire?
Right.
It's the same terminology, just two different countries, right?
Right.
But guess what's happening? They still fighting.
Yep.
It's propaganda. You understand?
Yep.
Go ahead. So go ahead, Kara. You can add anything when you're ready to.
Volodymyr Zelensky may meet Donald Trump in the White House later this week. Sources indicated amid a flurry of calls between Kyiv and Washington.
Yeah.
Ukraine is pressing for Europe to be involved in talks.
Everybody getting involved.
Mm-hmm.
And really it's all theatrics, man.
Right.
If they want to end the war, they end the war. I mean, what the hell are we even talking about here? What is he, you know what I mean? You want to stop the war? What are Russia like? This is like really not even rocket science, bro. What is Russia's demands? What is Ukraine demands? Bring that to the forefront. Come on, really? Putin pissed off because America is all over Ukraine, and Ukraine bugging,
right?
Because he's flirting with a international competitor.
Right.
That's stop doing that. You know what I mean? That's it. And then, I mean, what are we even talking about here? I mean, goddamn it, you had anything?
America standing behind Ukraine. Like you ever seen two dudes beefing and then one of the dudes push a little dude up there and say, "Go
integration."
Integration. You know what I mean? Instigate. And push him up there. Ukraine, like, yeah, he behind me, so I'm gonna go ahead and Ukraine getting the hell beat out of him.
And then
and
big homie hand him a pistol.
Yeah.
Hand him a pocket knife.
Go ahead.
Not even a pistol, a pocket knife.
Do what you supposed to do.
Poke with that, yo. Pull that out, yo. You know what I mean? It's a lot.
Ain't that what Tupac did to my man on Above the Rim?
Come on.
Hand that gun. Go ahead, do your work.
Right. That's what
gotta kill. You know what I mean?
And that's
what
exactly. That's a perfect analogy. That's a perfect analogy. Go ahead.
That's crazy.
I mean, come on, man. Are we? It's at this point. You know why we going to the movies with it? Because it's literally theatrics.
That's what it is.
It's a theater. It's a show.
And listen, this is where most of the movies come from anyway. Hey, but with that Ukraine thing, right? They said they already lost 72% of Ukraine. 72%.
Yeah,
and now you got Congress talking about, well, Russia's gonna have to give part of that back. How can you give part of that back when you tried to remember Putin tried to have a ceasefire 2 years ago. They didn't want the ceasefire. Actually, Zelensky stepped up to sign the papers for the peace treaty, and then they told him no. And now look at him. He lost 72% of his country. And they already saying that even if they get a peace treaty now, because he's lost so much, it could be detrimental to his life. Coming back, trying to go back to Ukraine. And this is another reason why he's taking all of that money. Because he's not going back to Ukraine. They also talking about
he was never really a real leader.
No, he wasn't.
He was an entertainer.
They talking about they might set him up in Florida.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Down in Florida, $400 million plus. You know his wife got that $1.5 million Bugatti, right?
I ain't surprised.
Yeah. A year and a half ago, they kept asking, where did she get a Bugatti from? How did she get a $1.5 million Bugatti? Hey, that's that American money. That's where our taxes is going.
It's Shalom to all the argument in the chat. Akita, what's going on, bro? Can you scroll down in the comment section real quick and see who I want to see what in there. Akita, what's up? Shalom, Long Christ.
Well, you got some good eyes. I can't see. Man, I gotta get some glasses.
Scroll up a little bit. No, don't hit the arrow. Hit the space in between the arrows. Or hit that. Grab that little bar and move it up. Yeah, there you go. Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in the chat.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all hit that like button, man.
Yeah, man. But He's stealing all of that money, man. I mean, and this is the reason why we have nothing. This is the reason why we got to get our own.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because we have a government that cares nothing about us. They don't care nothing about you. As we you know how you got your real kids and then your step kids come in, and then step kids ain't got nobody, parents or nothing with them. So you taking care of some kids that ain't really yours. So when all the kids go out to McDonald's, they get the big meal and you get the little small whatever. Give them a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's all we got, just enough to survive. That's it.
We like a better analogy or a better phrase would be like we become a subservient.
Subservient, yep.
And I wouldn't use that analogy you use, but we become. Well, not that us. In the truth, you wouldn't look at it like that.
Right.
But a better analogy is just we become a subservient unto other nations.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yep. We're giving all our services away. They benefit, you know? Yeah.
Slocky. Oh yeah, we can finish that article real quick.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
We might go over the time just to tell you got the class tonight.
Come on, sir. I got the class tonight.
I was on his way.
Yeah, he was with us.
Sound right.
Plus, Corral will be here anyway.
Come on, you told me.
Yeah, because I'm gonna take him. I'm taking you to work, right?
I'm done.
We still live, huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Hey.
Oh,
we talk like
The original 28-point U.S.-Russian plan was drawn up last month by Kirill Dmitriev, Vladimir Putin's special envoy, and Trump's representative Steve Witkoff. It calls on Ukraine to withdraw from cities it controls in the eastern Donbass region, limited the size of its army, and not join NATO.
Right. See, that's the whole point. Right. That's the whole point. Putin don't want his territory or his that's his joint.
Right. To
join with these forces. That's all it is. And they bugged out about it. Like and America's so arrogant and puffed up with their nonsense. Like in the propaganda in the news, they talking about, yeah, when this war's over, Ukraine gonna be a part of NATO. Like, bro, you don't understand. That's the whole point. Everybody getting unalive, dumb.
Right. The thing is, too, right? In 2012, they said that they were not going to expand NATO into Russia. They said they were not going to bring Ukraine into Russia and a lot of those other countries that run along that border, but they started doing it anyway. The whole point of them having this special operation, because they didn't call it a war in the beginning, it was a special operation into Ukraine, was to control Ukraine, move out all of those
so it was all by design. Military bases?
No, not the military bases, but they had people running Ukraine that weren't Ukrainian. They were actually Germans. That was unaliving the Ukrainians every so often over there. So they were trying to control that, but once this started, that's when they pushed all of them out. They're pushing all of them out now, and they trying to use Ukraine as a buffer zone. So since you want to keep acting like you want to bring NATO in, we're going to control all of Ukraine, and we're going to make Ukraine a buffer zone. So they talking about bringing NATO forces and having NATO forces be the the support,
the barrier.
Yeah, the barrier support. But Russia said, we ain't having no NATO in
exactly. Which is understandable.
Because it would be the same thing that the Israelis doing over there in the Palestinian.
Exactly. And exactly what the Soviet Union tried to do with Cuba.
Right.
Like it really ain't that difficult to comprehend. But if we wrapped up in the propaganda that America pushes and other nations like the Israelis push and their allies push,
right,
and don't look at it for what it really is, and even us saying this now, we just reporting it as professional journalists.
Right.
I don't give a damn what Russia did. We don't give a salami Madonna. We just reporting on white crimes, white on white unaliving. That's all we doing.
And the problem is the reason why we do give these reports, because a lot of our people believe that we are the evil ones of the earth, because that's all they hear.
Mm-hmm.
So we trying to in turn give them real news, the real problems and the real sources of the problems of the earth. So when you hear this, now you understand, where the sources of our problems are coming from. When you are an oppressed people and you only have you have no way out, you do things at times that make you appear to be the evil ones of the earth, when in fact you were brought to that point. You understand? Not to say that you could, we could say no to a lot of the things, but a lot of us don't have that, that wherewithal. You understand what I'm saying? And we fall over that line, and then they use that, just like this Chauncey Billups thing, this thing with the NBA that they're using. They keep saying they got over 30 people indicted in this thing, right? But every time they only showing the 3 NBA basketball players who not even the top tier or the high level.
They're making us the face of
that whole situation. You understand?
It's the Italian mob. Listen, it's a white.
There you go.
I don't know any other way to put it.
That's it. You said it right. It's the oppressor.
I'm bad Italian. I'm bad Italian. I know.
Them again.
They didn't try to bury their true image, but ever since the 60s and the 70s all the way up, they've always been a part of
crime.
Just crime in general.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be on the news.
Nope.
Like they put on the black folk. You understand? They're not. And I'm gonna give you, I know we got to run soon. They glorify Italian crime families.
Yeah.
With movies like The Sopranos, The Godfather. They look at this family, and they got the actors and the suits and the accents, and they glorify. Look at this family.
They look upstanding.
And then they give people that was big in crime in that era, that was blacks and Hispanics. The presentation is just grimy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, they try to make it like
they're the good criminals.
Yeah.
Like how the hell you gonna be a good criminal?
Yeah.
They call it family. Matter of fact, yeah.
Like, I'm doing this for my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that makes it some type of, underhand
justification.
Yeah, justification for it. And I'm legitimizing crime. That's all they do, is they try to legitimize crime. They try to, instead of shooting people in the streets, I'm just going, instead of selling drugs, I was just going to just extort this clothing company to sell clothes. And then
they doing both.
They unalive all the designers that don't want to make the design they want to make.
They damn near invented insurance companies. They said, we're going to protect your business. You're going to pay us. They got this goddamn corner store, this poppy store, Hispanic, and they trumping over the damn poppy store, making the poppy store pay them X amount of money a month. We're going to protect you, and you're going to pay us. And if you don't, you're going to pay us so we don't destroy your business.
Right. Hey, listen.
And then
who was it?
Then you paying the insurance company today,
right,
for your car, for your house, for your you paying them X amount of dollars, and you getting it jammed up, and you going to them, they're like, no, you're not covered. That's the Italian mafia.
Yeah.
That's the Jewish mob. That's the Irish mob. That's their whole culture. Man, listen, I know we running off topic. Mad
too, right? Who was it? No, I said I was about to say too, right?
We gotta get back to
they was the first ones doing the first drive-bys.
Mm-hmm.
They was we looking at each other like, oh, we did a drive-by with it. We do drive. They was the first ones to do
shooting up cars.
All the old movies that I got, old gangster movies, that's them doing them drive-bys. You know what I mean?
We wanted to follow them.
That's where the original.
Yeah, something on it. Go ahead,
just one more thing. I remember they made a rule. Like, well, this is what I heard. I don't know, that a drive-by wasn't a drive-by unless you 1 foot touched the ground. That was what the Italian mob.
Right.
1 foot. They making they legitimizing crime. Like,
Right.
they giving rules to it.
Right.
Like, it's a lot, yeah.
Hey, and they still don't live by them rules.
They don't live by their own rules.
They don't live by their own rules.
They think, hold up, we black. Most people think it's brotherhood,
right,
and no mafias. All them cats are snitching, like they locked up.
Right.
Them heads of them joints, they is locked up in the prison. And they looking for the people that snitched on them. I'm talking about family members, brothers, fathers. They all snitching on each other. Yep. They don't give a damn. Okay.
How you think?
Ain't no brotherhood in that.
How you think the head became the head? The head had to off somebody
right.
to become the head. That's how it always is.
Now listen, listen. They glorify it. I be watching like what's the one that's on
True Crime.
Not True Crime. It's a recent one with Bumpy Johnson in them. I forget what network is on. It's not on Netflix, but it's like it covers Bumpy Johnson and their affiliation with
you're talking about the documentary.
Yeah, it's not. It's a series though.
Oh, he's talking about the what's the name with Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker. And they
joint, yeah.
That whole it gives you a little bit more, and it's a really good city.
Yeah,
phenomenal actors.
Yeah,
but it gives you a little bit more clarity of how dirty and grimy the Italian family is.
Right,
and then really not only that, but how they're all criminals.
Right,
you know what I mean? We way off topic. We went on another rabbit hole.
Yeah,
but the Ukrainians,
yeah,
it's all theatrics.
That's
it's
them.
For sure.
That's them. They criminals. Those Ukrainians, and everybody feeling so sorry for them. They the same criminals that they've always been. You understand? And the thing about it is, remember, Ukraine's a part of Russia.
We might have to move the show like 2 hours
right,
at a different time of day. Like we be running over the time every Monday. So like,
but that Ukrainian, think about it. Ukrainian was a part of Russia.
I mean, hold up. Is
a part of is a part of Russia. So I mean, if you're looking at it now, right? America is in Russia's living room. Not 90 miles off the coast of America. That was the Cuban Missile Crisis. You understand? That was the closest they said they got to nuclear war, and Russia backed off because Russia was going to put nuclear weapons and give arms to Cuba. Not that they was going to go to war with Russia, but to help Cuba protect themselves. And that's why this is a crime what America's doing with Ukraine. And the thing about it is America did the okie doke like they did in World War I and World War II. They stepped off of Ukraine and they pushed the European Union up the front so that they can step back. So when gets bombed, European Union gonna get bombed by Russia, and America gonna stand back and watch the fighting and come in at the end.
It's a proxy war.
Yeah, it's a proxy war.
Just like they say about Hezbollah and Hamas.
Right.
They say Iran, and it do be Iran. But guess what? The Israelis invading Palestine is America invading Palestine. America is in the Middle East still, even though they left Afghanistan and all that, and they got in Saudi Arabia. They all in the fight, and they all going to be in that valley of Jehoshaphat. It's written. It's coming.
And this is the crazy thing.
Proxy this, proxy that. You want to use Ukraine to fight Russia. You want to use these other nations, all these little battles and wars. America is going to fully be in the fight.
Right.
Fully be in the fight with another nation coming. Listen, I'm waiting on Dan, not Dan. Dan. D-Dan. It's in the Bible. D-Dan. Saudi Arabia. He just met. I should have covered that today.
Yeah, he just met him.
I should have covered that today. That was.
Yeah.
See, we need 2 hours.
Yeah.
And he was kissing his behind. Trump was like a little baby. Ooh, Saudi, don't talk about daddy. Don't talk about Bashar. Don't ask them questions.
Didn't they send them that plane? That $400
million.
million?
Come on, my friend.
They modifying it. They trying to put bulletproof.
D-Dan, which is Saudi Arabia, is going to butt heads with America. Is going to butt heads with the Israelis. It's written.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Well, listen. Think about this.
I'm telling you,
Lebanon was supposed to be an ally, and they bombed Lebanon.
Come on.
Syria was supposed to be an ally, and they bombed Syria. You understand? They bomb everybody who's supposed to be allies. You understand? Saudi Arabia next.
Listen, not only that, but over the last maybe 2 or 3 years, what has Saudi Arabia been doing? Just creeping and coming up in the media as far as money is concerned. NFL, they want to get a piece of the NFL. They want to get a piece of the PGA. They want to get a piece of the WWE. They want to get a piece of American money.
Right.
I don't even know why they got all the oil. They want relevance so bad. I don't know why, but I'm telling you, all of that influence and all of that stuff is going to help lead towards all-out war.
Yeah.
You know, all of that stuff that's
because
happening.
They got so much invested in the American dollar. America's about to rob them. That's where the war will start at. I'm not saying
I gotta ask.
It's not UPK.
Listen, no, I gotta ask him. Commander General got to break down everything.
Yeah.
And this is why I say what Commander General said.
Right.
Saudi Arabia getting in the fight.
Yeah.
Everybody. Look at all of the allies. Like even back when we were saying Russia going to come up against America. There's going to be turmoil. Or look at what we have now. Yep. A proxy war, Ukraine and Russia.
Yep.
All of these things is coming to fruition. Everything that we've been saying since 1969 is happening now. Slaggy. And then Saudi, I gotta get the more on the breakdown, but Saudi Arabia is going to get in the fight.
Right.
D-Dan.
Yep.
And man, the World War III breakdown is so elaborate and it's so vital and informative because all of the integral parts and all of the specific nations and where they are and who they are and everything that's happening now is all coming into fruition. Everybody understand.
You about to make me go look at
that video again. You got, I mean, many
World War III.
Many of them are since 69.
Yeah.
And then what we were saying since 69 is coming to light. Yep. Ukraine, since Ukraine and Russia and everything in the Soviet Union. I mean, Russia is the Soviet Union.
Right. It's
coming back to fight.
Yep.
Yeah, so
and they're coming back stronger because after the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1999,
they thought that was it.
They thought that was it. America really believed that they were the unipolarity power of the earth, which technically they were, but Russia just laid back and retooled. At the same time, China was building itself up economically. Of course, they got 1 billion people over there, so the army side was already there. The military was already there, but economically, they were never there. That's what happened with China in those 90s up to the early 2000s, and that's why they overlooked China, looking at Russia, and then when Russia fell, they sidestepped and turned their back on Russia. Then what happened in 2000, 2001? That's when 9/11 happened. And that's when they decided to bomb the seven nations in 5 years. They took advantage of the 9/11 thing. And then they went over there because remember,
it escalated.
Yeah, it escalated.
And then, like I was mentioning earlier, a lot of international treaties had to get suspended.
Right.
As far as, man, listen, come on. I gotta, like, we can go. We can't. I gotta run.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I want you to finish. I want you to finish though.
But they said they was going to destroy the 7 nations in 5 years. You look at Lebanon. You look at Iraq, right? You look at what they're trying to do to Iran. You look at what happened to Syria. You look at Libya, and it was another country over there. Libya, Sudan, and Sudan. See how Sudan is totally destroyed. They people are wanderers now. Mm-hmm. That's all because of America. The last pillar over there in the Middle East is Iran.
Oh, is the can over there? Just grab me the whole bottle of Coca-Cola.
The last that last standing pillar over there is Iran. That's why that's why they're so focused on Iran now. But who's Iran bordered with? Who is Iran bordered with?
The water war. So
who's Iran bordered with?
Well, Iraq.
Iran is bordered with
Afghanistan.
China.
Oh,
China and Russia. That's why it's so important for China and Russia with this Iran thing, because if Iran falls, that's it. That's the border right there for China and Russia. So this World War III thing is already underway. You understand? All we waiting for is that bomb to drop. That's it. The war is boiling now. It's boiling now. The pot is boiling. The bubbles are right at the top of the pot. It's about to overflow.
Yeah, man.
This is my nephew right there. That go my nephew Daraj. What you got, Daraj?
And like
it's on.
And like Trump's Trump's angriness and
arrogance.
Yeah, he is just it helps with the war, because he's talking about different countries, and he just talking or just back about other countries, and that can make the World War III happen, and then the nuke is gonna drop on America.
Damn, in my head. That's right. He asked, and I always say, when I was pissed when he won,
right?
Because I thought it was going to delay. Because he cool Putin,
right?
He cool it down. I'm like, man, gonna slow everything up. This cat wrapped it up,
right?
Israel started jumping off. He backed off. He like, go get down.
Yeah.
He said, Russia, y'all let loose. He calls him when he want to go to war with Venezuela and Nigeria. I'm like, listen, hey, shit.
After that
his arrogance, man.
After that pebble hit him in his ear, He's like, oh shit. His whole demeanor changed. Oh yeah, y'all go ahead and do what y'all want to do. You know,
war's in his heart anyway.
Yeah, war's in his heart anyway. Yeah, definitely. Look, come on, think about it, right? And then they what's going on over there in Gaza, right? Mm-hmm. Only thing he's thinking about, he's not even thinking about the people in Gaza. He's thinking about the golf courses he can build and the beachfront property over there. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, just like you said, the war is in their heart. You understand? They have no character, no morality in them at all. You understand? It's about what we can take and how we can take it. That's it. Yeah.
Hey, look, this is the One Western News Desk. We're gonna be back live Monday. I'm Captain Party of your host.
And I'm Officer Mathum.
Yana Commander Yana in the Israelite School UPK. Live at the UPK. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.